What's going on, guys, all you crypto miners out there? Today I got my 5700 XT rig that I bought used. If you guys saw my previous video, I bought this rig used for $4,000. Now I did pay in Ethereum, which came out to about 1.3 to 1.4 ETH at the time of me purchasing this rig. He did agree to accept Ethereum as a form of payment, and I did meet him in person, see if the rig was up and running and live. Now he did give me his overclocks, which we will go through in a few seconds here, and I did test them out, and pretty much to no avail. They didn't really hold too solid, and the rig kept crashing. He did use a different miner than me and claimed 57 megahash a second per card. It was a little high, but knowing that these GPUs, I knew that going into it. I knew I could tweak it out to pretty much still be a pretty efficient rig. So in this, I'm going to calculate, I'm going to show you guys my rig running, the overclocks. Now, when I first got it running, it was running about 800 watts at the wall, according to my power meter, as you can see here. Now, I did tweak the settings a little bit. You can see it all up and running. And it's a great looking rig. It is a 5-card 5700 XT rig. Now it did come as packaged with the frame, the motherboard, the SSD, everything, the power supply, all 5 cards. So I just pretty much picked it up, loaded it in my car, and brought it home. But as you can see here, it's up and running now. When he first gave me his overclocks, these were at 930 on the memory per GPU, and that's what wasn't holding. Now I've been testing it for a while. You can see right here a little while ago I did have one crash earlier today on GPU 0, so I did lower that from 920 to 910. It's been holding pretty solid right there. GPU 1 hasn't been holding it as solid for me, so it's down at 890 on the memory. Since then I haven't had a crash. It's been over a day on that GPU, so I'm pretty confident that I do have a solid overclock here. And if we go into shell in a box here to log into the rig, we can go into the miner, and you can see here what it's doing. Now I do get some rejected shares here and there, as you can see, but I'm still over 99% efficient, which is where I would like to be. 100% would obviously be better, but I'm not quite at 100%. I'm not going to dial back the overclocks anymore. These two cards, 3 and 4, especially 4, GPU 4, which is my 5th GPU, was at before a crash at 25 rejected, so I may have to keep an eye on that one and maybe dial it back a little bit. He also gave me his overclocks at 1400 on the core. I dropped it down to 1375, and it actually saved me about 20 watts on the power meter, as you can see here. See, about 20 watts, so I'm running about 780 watts system total power. Not too bad for a 5-card rig. So these power limits are probably a little bit off. I don't think my idle power is quite 200 and some watts, so these are probably a little bit low, but with AMD cards it's not always 100%. NVIDIA cards, the power limit and the wattage is usually a little bit more spot on, especially in the software. So after I dial these overclocks in, I may up this fan a little bit. This one's already at 80, so I probably won't touch it. The rig is in the testing area in my office, which is going to end up getting moved down into my mining basement after this video is done. But I plan on keeping all these overclocks, so I am mining at a total of 273 megahash a second. Now, I was at 275 earlier. I don't know. That's probably because I had to dial back an overclock. So if we go over to what to mine here, at 273 megahash a second, it's 780 watts. I don't care about this as much because I did calculate my own electric rate as far as for my spreadsheet. So if we calculate this, we're at roughly $16.28 a day. So if we come over to here, we go into here, and this is where I'm going to have my ROI. I'm not going to use this sheet much. This I can really break it down if I wanted to sell the cards and really break it down to if I sold them later on, my ROI days. I'm just worried about $4,000 for the rig and what I am going to have to do the ROI at $16.28. Now remember, according to this calculator, it's 2188 for ETH for the day. You know, things such as like EIP 1559 haven't hit in yet, so mining profitability may be going down slightly as far as Ethereum. But I bet if I put 273 into here, Ethereum Classic's still quite profitable with it. But right now Ethereum's still king, so I'm gonna keep with that. So 16.28. So at $16.28, I'm looking at 289 days ROI. So at the $4,000 price that I paid for it, plus the electric rate of what I'm going to be paying of $2.43 per day to run this rig, which is pretty much my rate here. I calculated this myself as far as system total wattage. So my profit is $13.85. So if we go into back to what to mine, $13.85. So yeah, pretty spot on with what to mine calculated as far as electric. So 289 days. So that's obviously a much longer ROI than I'd expect, or not expect, than I would want. I usually try to keep it within 6 months ROI. That's usually the time frame I'd like to get the return on my investment for my rig. Now, this isn't just off revenue. Obviously, this is off profit, this ROI. So if I did it off just straight revenue, it would obviously be shorter. But still, within a year, this rig should pay for itself at the $4,000 rate if Ethereum stays where it's at. Now, if it goes down, this ROI will go up to over a year, most likely. But if Ethereum, you know, goes back up in price, this ROI could come down. But that's also depending on if I sell the coins or not. Now, remember, I did pay for this rig with Ethereum out of my wallet. So some might say that the rig's already paid off. Some might beg to differ, saying, no, I still spent $4,000 on it. But I did pay with Ethereum, so I didn't really break into my bank account and pay out of pocket for it, like I did with my first couple of rigs. So it's not too terrible. So hopefully we have enough time so I can mine enough Ethereum to pay this off. I'd like to really look more into how much Ethereum it is mining, since I did pay like about I'd say 1.4. So if I get my calculator out here, we said I paid 1.4 Ethereum and I'm getting 0.0071 a day, 198 days almost for me to accrue pretty much just as much Ethereum as I spent on this rig. So that's another way I can look at the ROI, is I spent that much in Ethereum, so I'm looking at 198 days to get that Ethereum back. Now, if you want to look at electrical costs and stuff like that, I have to go further in on a calculation, which I'm not going to do in this video, but we can look at, if I'm just paying my electric rate out of pocket, I'm looking at 198 days to get that Ethereum back. And pretty much if I were to be paying the electric, you can just pretty much put it on par with this. It's going to correlate the same. So if I was paying my electric, it would take me 289 days to get that Ethereum back. But also remember, we still have gas fees, stuff like that. So if there's a lot of transactions going on, I might get more in rewards right now until 1559 hits in. And then you're still looking at some MEV fees and things like that some miners might be paying out. Depends on which pool you are on. But pretty much that's my 5700 XT rig. Like I said, it is mining on teamredminer. And these are my overclocks if you guys want to try them out on yours. I'm still going to keep tweaking and fine-tuning it if I don't get any crashes. But, you know, thanks for checking this video out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Join the Discord server in the description below. You know, come hang out with us, come chat in the chat rooms in there. But see you next time.